Alright guys, this is your boy Lago, one half Enduro. Now, depending on when this video goes up, there's another video that I have up in a short video. Not short, but 10 minutes short, maybe whatever, 13 minutes. Talking about why gamers, why the gaming is what it is. And it's basically showing how stupid, because people are getting dumber and dumber and dumber each year. You can't make this shit up how dumb people are. Now I am driving, so I'm talking a lot louder. I'm not angry. I'm talking more louder because I'm driving. This is kind of like a drive time video. Because I just saw this video and said I gotta do a video about this. I'm not gonna do the whole video. I'm gonna stop it because I'm not gonna do the whole video. But that the first is not the first minute, because but within right after that, somebody said something stupid. I was like, holy Jesus. What is that? What the hell is that? Because people are stupid. Individuals are smart. PC gamers, I've done videos about this now because y'all really think y'all the creme de la cremes. You're not. And there's another video I'm gonna put up later on for a guy who's a PC gamer who said exactly what I said, and I thank him for saying what he said because it makes sense. It's logically making sense. For some weird reason, people think, oh, why don't you buy a Steam Deck? And here's the thing, go ahead and buy that instead of buying a Nintendo Switch 2. I don't care, and go ahead. And in the comment section on this video, he was like, I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna watch how the Switch 2 gonna be like the Wii U. Really? Really, Enter? Are you that stupid? Are you that dumb? Have you seen how the pre-order sales is going for the Switch 2? Have you seen it? You think, is it gonna sell like the Switch 1 like I said before? No. But is it gonna sell? They might break the records as the most sold console in the launch month. Nintendo might do that. Actually, no. I got 2 for pre-order. And they're trying to push very hard to put stocks in store. And you know what, let me add another thing onto it too. I'll be honest with Nintendo. I'll be honest with my subscribers, and it makes it that you bought a console and you can't, because people say the people don't like it. Oh my goodness, Nintendo is let's see, I'll put it over here. Nintendo is they have to, you get a day one update to play their console and everything like that and everything. And again, I'm not for that. I'm like, oh, that's kind of suck. That's bad, Nintendo. Blah blah blah. But then when I see, because the third party, not third party, the IGNs and all this stuff, so everybody have the experience at the same time, so they don't badmouth them. And I have a video about the narrative thing. I have a video about that. Thank you. I was like, you know what, Nintendo? I'm with you. Fuck them. Do your shit yourself. And if it fails, it fails. But at least go out on your own merits than try to follow and live off of game media, which we know game media is, right now is trash. Trash upon trash. Okay? And come behold, I'm happy because, in a way, I'm laughing at this because there are people who stole Nintendo Switch 2s and try to put it on YouTube. Now Nintendo copy strike them down, and again, okay, all right, but I'm happy they did that because, man, that shit is hilarious. That shit is hilarious. They can't play the Switch without that. So yeah, you stole, you sneaked off, you took a Switch 2 before it's supposed to come out, and that's what you get. For that, I'm laughing my ass off because that's what you deserve. Stop stealing, you bastards. Oh, well, I didn't steal. I just took the console and I was gonna put it back because there was one with a guy from Target. I just took it back. I did an unboxing. You couldn't play because it was basically a brick. And then I didn't want the thing and like that. Again, I don't like that Nintendo had a party to activate and all that stuff. I get that. Going towards more Oh, sorry. That's going to more digital control and other things. So I'm against that. Let me put that out right there now. But I understand why they did it, because of pricks. And people need to understand is you pricks is what mess it up for us regular gamers. That's why. You jabronis, you asshats do this. So stop it. Get some help. Jeez. And again, if you don't want to buy if you think Nintendo Switch will fail and you don't want to buy Nintendo sucks, blah blah blah, the usual rage bait nonsense a lot of people do, go right ahead. Don't buy the console. But again, I respect more people to say, look, I don't want to spend $80 on a game. I think I don't think I'm ready to pay that for Nintendo. I'm gonna wait, or I'm gonna buy it later on, or I ain't gonna buy the console, and that's it. And you move on. People who said, oh, it's too expensive and all this stuff, and I did it one video about that, maybe 2 videos. I respect that. I leave it alone. I'm like, yeah, okay, got you. But the rage bait of doing it over and over and over, that's one of the reasons I not did a video last week other than one video, because I could do multiple videos, but it's the same thing over and over and over again. So it's kind of like, ugh. But there's videos coming this week, because I want to prove some stuff. And next week videos are going to be much more nicer. They're not going to be, super negative or nothing. They'll be more positive, history, and all kind of stuff. And that's what I'm going with. But yeah. This video right here, let's get to it. I played along with him because I'm not playing the whole video. But this right here, listen to this, because I ain't 24 minutes after seeing what the heck Nintendo plans backfired. Nintendo plans backfired. How gamers here's how gamers escaping from buying a Nintendo Switch. Escaping from what? Did Nintendo come in your house and, as usual, like I said, they came in the house and, like the daggone John Wick, put a gun to your head, buy the Nintendo Switch, or I'll kill you, or kill your family. You're escaping? Really? That's the way you guys are phrasing the words of these things? Y'all are nuts. But listen to this bullshit.
Hey guys, channel. Guys, if you haven't heard of me, Andy Matrix, make sure to click the link below this video. I have a YouTube channel called Andy Society where I talk about action section. And for today's video, we're going to be talking about how gaming companies don't care about physical games anymore.
You already don't know what he's going to say is bullshit. From what he just said, because he's putting that towards Nintendo. And from what I can consume as news, which is mostly trash let me put it this way. From what I read and I was told from Nintendo themselves, as Doug Bowser said multiple times, Nintendo's games are going to be on cartridges. So how, again, somebody tell me how Nintendo is destroying physical when their games are physical? The frig is wrong with you people? That makes no sense. The phrasing is dumb. But anyway, here's how stupid, or let me do like Stephen Wong, how stupid people are in their thinking.
Now, before we go ahead and get started, guys, go check out Angry Guy on Rumble. Right, he's on Rumble. YouTube has become the censor station, right? And there's really more freedom over there on Rumble. Also, guys, if you're interested in
Shut up, dude.
Crypto Academy, also in the link.
I've been really mad at Nintendo.
We're gonna go ahead and start with our first video here. Then I'm gonna move on and make some commentary. Let's get to it. Here we go. Hold on.
I just said something really crazy. Like, I've been really mad at Nintendo and how they're moving to like only digital only, and how you don't own the games, and how they're doing the key card thing so that you don't even have the games on the cartridge.
Again, you heard what he just said. You're mad at Nintendo for going that? You're mad at third parties for choosing to be all digital. Okay. Again, the thinking of these gamers. This is why the American education system is stupid because of people like this who are stupid.
So like I did something. I've been really mad at Nintendo and how they're moving to like only digital only, and how you don't own the games, and how they're doing the key card thing so that you don't even have the games on the cartridge. So like I did something crazy.
Yeah.
I'm protesting Nintendo, and I bought a Steam Deck.
Whoopee. Hooray.
Get inspired at the Floor and Decor Design Studio.
I mean, it's a start. I'll tell you this. Buying a Steam Deck is a much better option, because if everything's gonna be digital, you might as well just, not even support the big three anymore.
So here's everything gonna be digital by that. So again, your video is against physical, but then you agree with a guy to tell him to go buy a digital console. The people are dumbasses. They're a special type of stupid. Holy shit, y'all are dumb. But let's continue.
The Steam Deck really is a much better option nowadays.
Really?
And actually, PC gamers buy more games than they do with console games. Right? This is a fact, because
no, it's not. You are 100% wrong, and that's why I know this guy just talking out his ass. Most of the games come for the console. Most of the consoles sold most of the games. EA have said that. Ubisoft have said that. Square have said that. And I know this because when I used to work for those companies, and I saw the sales, I'm like, yeah. And let's go again. Let's put this again. ROG Ally, Steam Deck, and the Legion combined are nowhere close. As I did a video a while back, nowhere close to the Switch 1 price. Sales. Nowhere close. Combined, I don't even think they're past 15 million. All three of those consoles. I'm not against it. You buy what you buy, you have your money. But the Switch 1 sold over 150 million, my boy. So how y'all come up with this irrational thinking makes no sense to me.
There's also more discounts. There's a lot more discounts for PC gamers on Steam.
I give you that.
And on Epic Games, which is something that you don't see that often with
not many games are
physical
Epic,
games.
In the Epic library.
So it's a lot of perks to being a PC gamer nowadays.
Oh Lord.
Has released digital game cards, and I finally was able to kind of see how it works. See, I don't hold digital games. Most of my games are physical copies.
Good.
But in the case of Mario 8, the deluxe or DLC, if you will, is digital. So that is its own separate game card, if you will. It was a very interesting experience because I was playing on my Switch, my OLED Switch, and I was playing Mario Deluxe, and I wanted to get home and play with the kids. Only to find that I couldn't do that because I had to not only pair my Switch, but transfer the DLC to the other Switch, and then it would have to be transferred back. So it makes just a crazy extra step that I don't know. I don't think it's very much necessary. But anyway, so I don't know what I think of it.
I'll pause right there. Now, I don't know. There's a video I put out saying, a drive-through video saying, do not update your Switch yet. And I said because of the whole game sharing stuff like that, my Switches have not been updated at all for a reason, because I want to test out something what people are saying. So this person right here might be 100% correct, and I'm not lying. I'm not gonna fault him for saying what it is. He's correct on the first part that it is like a key card that you want to play. If you want to play the extra tracks and the extra stuff, he's correct. It is that you need to have the Switch, the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe card in there. Now, before I could tell from now, I could go and play on the original Switch that I have, Mario Kart Deluxe and play the tracks, and it's no problem. I can play that. I can play it on my OLED one, and it's no problem as well too. And I might do a video about that. I might do a video and play both of them and see what happened. Now, the difference is, and I'll say this here, I did bought the pack. And both switches are under my profile. I'm gonna do a video testing that out very recently. It'll just pop up and you guys can go check it out, because there's stuff. The reason I'm saying I'm doing all this stuff, because there's a lot of misinformation out there, a lot of just straight up people saying stuff without knowing the whole truth, and that's why I'm skeptic to a lot of things in saying it. There was a time when there was a video I did a long time ago. Remember when Ubisoft came up with Starlink, and people was like, "Oh man, you gotta pre-install and all that stuff and everything, whatever." I played Starlink, the first chapter. I played the video, the game, and I turned the internet off. I played the game. It had no problems. So I was telling people, they're not doing that, so I don't know what's going on. Now, it happened on PlayStation and Xbox. Did anybody talk about those consoles about that? No, but on the Switch, it didn't happen, because I played it, and I was like, and Trip is my backup, because Trip was there, saw when I played it. So, everybody was saying from RG85, and I was, oh yeah, it's not a game, it's not on the cartridge, blah blah blah. I'm like, well, I just plugged in and played, and it played straightforward without no internet, nothing connected, and I played the first chapter of the damn game without installing nothing. I installed not a jack squat. So, see, because we are so how should I say this? We're so reliant on the internet that when internet does go down or whatever, people are just amazed and whatever, and it puzzles me. So, but again, I'll check what he says and do a video about that, because I think that's something I need to do.
I think it's kind of
Yeah, I feel your frustration, buddy. Look, when Sony and Xbox, when they announced, this was like 2022, 2023, right? When they were starting to announce the digital future, where I think it was Sony. Sony launched their video game streaming service. What's it called? The PlayStation Plus or something like that. Right? I think it was. I actually bought it for like a month, and I played a couple of games there. It was alright. It's like the Netflix of gaming. And then, of course, we already had the Xbox Game Pass, right? So at that point, we already knew that Xbox and Sony PlayStation were heading towards the digital future. Yeah. Right? They were already making announcements for it. They were already talking about it. So then eventually people were like, okay, so in 2023, 2024, people are like, well, I guess the only ones that are keeping it traditional, that are keeping physical games and being more traditional with gaming, is Nintendo, right?
They still are.
So we were saying that the future is just going to be, Nintendo was going to be the only company that's going to maintain.
They still are.
Physical games. And then this year, 2025, we found out that the Nintendo Switch 2 is gonna, it's not really gonna have physical games. The little cartridge is just like a key code. You put it in, and it allows you to play the game. You still have to download the game. So you quote unquote have a physical copy, but the physical copy doesn't contain the game. Okay. So it really doesn't matter. So gaming companies are done with physical games, all right? Gaming companies are done.
Because you guys,
Sony, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, they're done with physical games. They're not doing it anymore. Okay, because it's more profitable and it costs less, right? They don't have to print.
Because you guys keep buying digital games. If you think if y'all did not buy digital games, it would have been, I don't know, they would have kept physical. That's what it is. 70% of games are bought digitally now. Why? Because consumers buy that. All that. I'm a customer. I don't buy digital games unless it's two reasons. One, if it's indie. If it's an indie game, well, no, literally that's one reason. Unless it's an indie game, that's it. If you're in indie, I ain't buying no digital game. That's all.
Oh, the CDs and the plastic covers and all that stuff. They don't have to do any of that.
Exactly.
It's all digital now.
Gamers did that.
Right, and it's just more
It's our
profitable.
fault.
They can sell you more games, you know.
It's our fault.
And they can also take it away from you and then resell it to you at a lower price or a higher price.
It's our fault.
A bunch of
Is
bastards.
buying video games physically going to die off? In
Yes.
case you missed it, Microsoft laid off around 1,900 employees across their gaming departments this week, from Xbox, Activision Blizzard, and ZeniMax Bethesda. It looks like one of those teams that was impacted, according to Xbox reporter Jez Corden, are departments that were dedicated to selling physical media at retail. He also references a leak of an all-digital Xbox Series X, which was unintentionally revealed during the Activision Blizzard acquisition case brought on by the FTC last year. I feel like there's also signs of the retail side of the industry also moving away from
Yes.
physical media. Like,
Yes.
take, for example, Best Buy, which is starting to stop sell physical DVDs and Blu-rays for movies. And maybe
Yes.
it's just me, but does your local Target also look like this photo taken by Danny Pena? I feel like gaming
No.
sections are just gift card aisles now. They're no longer just these giant walls of gaming goodness like how I try and
my
remember them
Walmart
by,
still looks
and
like
which
that.
I am pretty sure this is where all of my neck problems started, but that's a different story. Feels like right now that everyone's trying to push their own digital storefronts and their own versions of Game Pass.
Yes.
Even just last week, a Ubisoft Plus executive said that gamers should get used to not owning their games, which is
Correct.
kind of a wild thing to say. For me, I like my physical games, especially on the Switch, and I have an Xbox Series X, which I mostly play Game Pass on, and I have a PS5, but in 2020 it was so hard to get a PS5 in general that I had to settle for a digital version, which is fine. But when there's news of games being
What?
pulled from digital storefronts, it just kind of makes me sad that they're just lost to the void. Not because the games
What?
are good, just because they're no longer around, which feels off. There are pros and cons to both physical and digital games, but I think the option should still be left up to you to decide.
Yeah, but we're not getting that option anymore. And the reason why is because, you know, companies always try to find ways to be more, you know, to save money and make more money. Right? Save money.
Sir, your argument is such asinine because again, it's so again, like I said a little bit earlier, we don't go ahead and buy a Steam Ally because it's digital games. You are PC gamer, as you say. Your games, PC gaming has been less physical for the longest time. So why you? This is not even your fight. And again, it's gamers who did that. Gamers did what they did. Y'all bought that and what it is. But this is not even your fight as a PC, as a PC guy.
In production and make more money off their customers. And
That's what
I
PC.
like what he said about Best Buy. I don't know if you guys remember, but last year, 2024, Best Buy announced that they were no longer going to continue the product. They were no longer going to sell CDs because
Yeah.
nobody's buying CDs.
Thank you.
When was the last time you bought a music CD? Let's say, like, you know,
Me?
a CD for your favorite rapper or musician, right? No,
Last year.
tell me, when was the last time you bought
Last
a
year.
CD?
Last year.
A long time ago. I see this. This is affecting retailers too. I see this with anime. I see this with music.
Yep.
In music, people just go on Spotify or download
Exactly.
digital download songs
Yep.
legally, of course. But yeah, and now the gaming industry following up. I think in 2023, 2024, you know, Xbox, Microsoft, they announced a new console that was gonna have no disc. It was just like you buy the console.
Yeah.
And you can play the games. You connect it to the internet, but there was no disc. You didn't put any
Correct.
disc in there. You had to download it.
Correct.
Download everything.
Yep.
Or it was more like a cloud, like kind of like a cloud type of game.
That's what the
A
Game
cloud,
Pass
a
is.
cloud console. Which
That's what the
is
Game Pass
ridiculous.
is.
It's just ridiculous, man.
No, it ain't. That's just what
So
it is.
they're full on. They're going full on with this. There's no stopping it.
Exactly. But I don't know how you're talking about all that stuff, and it's Nintendo playing Blackfire. Like, that don't make no logical sense the way he's speaking. Like I just said, it's stupid. This is literally why the gaming industry we already don't got the bubble pop, which is the prices. That pop, that's going. Crash, I think Lazy One and Fluid Set, the Crash is coming. Because people, they're doing dumb stuff. They're doing dumb stuff, saying dumb stuff. So with that said, again, the angry guy, whatever, is another person talking for the angry guy, whatever, I don't know what it is. This is why this video is coming up, and there's another video today. I don't know how this is gonna get set up, but there's another video coming out today. Watch it, about how stupid people are. And that's why it's affecting all this stuff, okay? Check it out. This is why gaming is becoming more miserable and whatever, because of this nonsense. With that said, like I said, I was not going to play this whole video anyway. But you can go check it out if you want to check out his video. But there's no perfect games out there. What's perfect to you is not perfect to me. What's perfect to me is not perfect to you. Simply enjoy games on all consoles, including PC and mobile devices. And please get a brain. Good Lord.